Promises to get commuters from Cutlerville to downtown Grand Rapids in less than a half hour. Next Tuesday, voters in Metro Grand Rapids will decide if they'll fund the multi-million-dollar project. For more on that, here's 24 Hour News 8's Joe LaFurgey.
A rapid transit line proposed.
The subject of an animated TV spot extolling the virtues of a train on rubber.
It travels at higher speed.
High-speed bus line to carry people up and down dedicated lanes of Division Avenue. Supporters hope voters move it a step closer to reality on May 5th.
I think it's a necessary step for the survival of a city in the 21st century.
Hoekstra is planning director for the Grand Valley Metro Council. He and other supporters say the millage is a good step in relieving traffic congestion, cutting pollution, and spurring urban development. That ballot question asks voters to renew a millage that funds current bus service and add additional millage that would generate $1.7 million to operate the Silver Line. The vote only affects 6 communities currently supporting the rapid through tax levies: Grand Rapids, Granville, Wyoming, Kentwood, East Grand Rapids, and Walker. We'd pick up the startup cost of the Silver Line, the $40 million price tag for construction of the 9 stations that would serve the route, the actual buses, the technology to keep them on time, and other startup costs are being covered by state and federal grants. Known as Bus Rapid Transit, or BRTs, several cities around the world are currently operating the lines. It's basically a bus that uses dedicated traffic lanes, has technology that allows it to hit green lights, and uses other technology to improve frequency and reliability. Passengers are promised a 27-minute ride from 60th Street in the south to the Medical Mile in downtown Grand Rapids if voters approve the Silver Line. Supporters say the service represents more than just a way to get people from point A to point B.
When I look at the Bus Rapid Transit, I look at revitalizing a street in an area that was one of the first commercial commerce districts in the Grand Rapids, Wyoming, Kentwood area.
Supporters recently took the media on a ride along the Division Avenue corridor. They see $15 million in development generated by the line and its stations. Now all they have to do is get voters in those 6 communities to see it that way.
What we're hearing from the public is positive. We haven't heard many negative things.
Then they haven't heard Eric Larson and his group.
To have a transit system for the sake of having a transit system doesn't make any sense.
Larson is a member of the Kent County Families for Fiscal Responsibility. The self-described low-tax, good governance group claims credit for the defeat of the last Grand Rapids Community College millage. And now they have the Silver Line millage in their sights, with a campaign that relies on the internet as well as the more traditional door-to-door campaigning. They claim it creates a redundant service that will eliminate half the traffic lanes on Division. The group disagrees with the numbers on both economic development and traffic congestion.
If at some point congestion becomes a real problem in Division Avenue and that this would be seen as necessary, then that may be the time to reintroduce it. But certainly now it does not seem to make any sense to us.
In Grand Rapids, Joe LaFurgey, 24 Hour News 8.
The tax would not go into effect until 2012. Voters will have a chance to decide whether it makes sense on May 5th. You'll find all of the results that night on woodtv.com.